You're locked into Wide Open Wednesday with Fred Fletcher and Nick Leach. Okay, kids, keep your hands inside the ride. It's going to get fun. Here we go.
It's going to be a lot of fun as we get set for another great night of Wide Open Wednesday. The weather, and they're saying we're going to have some storms tonight. As long as we don't have any storms over the weekend, and we can get the Garden State Classic in at Wall. Bobby Brown. What's up, Bobby Brown? How are you, buddy? Don Allen, of course, and in the green room. I don't know if our green room is as good as Lowdown Entertainment, but we'll have to figure that out.
I think so.
Okay, we're gonna bring
because they're full of shit.
we're gonna bring Earl in here. Earl,
good evening.
What's going on, Earl?
All set for the Garden State Classic?
Yeah, but you're not going to be there, Earl, so I hope you left a lot of good notes.
Yeah, I tell you. Well, I know you have some driver profile information, and you'll be fine. It's going to be good. I'll be there in spirit. For those who don't know, I'll be announcing at Pocono my 35th year up there at Pocono Raceway.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's an honor to work for the Mattioli and Nagdalski families and President Ben May there at Pocono and NASCAR. And, yeah, looking forward to it. And along with me being on the microphone with my colleague Dino Alberto, we call the action.
Cool.
My wife Pam also works at Pocono. She works in the media center on race weekend.
Cool.
So it's a family event. So,
cool.
But yeah, I'll miss being at Wall Saturday night. It's happened before, but it's going to be a great show. The 66th edition of the Garden State Classic, one of Wall Stadium's crown jewels. And as Pete Miletto, who's the director of racing operations, said today, when you win Garden State Classic, you become a legend at Wall Stadium. You join the legends, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. We got to tell Marty Burke happy belated birthday,
Yep.
Marty.
Happy birthday, Marty.
So happy
Yeah,
birthday,
see Bobby
Marty.
Brown's on the show tonight.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
And then we got to wish Morgan Barney a happy birthday. She's celebrating her birthday today, Earl.
Nice.
So we got to wish her a happy birthday. Let's see what else we got here. We already mentioned Marty and Brinley Keegan, who won our driver of the week last week. We were supposed to bring her on. Well, she didn't win it last week, but she's going to come on next week because she's playing softball. So
okay, that's a good reason.
Brinley to come on here. So yes, I told her mother. I said let her get done with the softball, and then we'll bring her on here and we'll talk to her. Ray Rosenberg is with us. Jack Caruso, of course. Jack came to Wall Stadium Saturday night, Earl, and he said he had a really good time.
Oh, terrific.
Enjoyed the races and had a good time. Danielle Tramontana is here with us.
Remember Jack Angela racing quarter midgets there. And Jack's a great guy. Yes, he is. Hello, yeah, Jack. Good to see you.
Yep, and Danielle Tramontana. I hope maybe you took a trip to Louisiana and seen the voodoo woman and get that voodoo off of Anthony. Jeez, oh man, he doesn't have any luck. Aaron Burke, thank you for tuning in, and we already wished your husband a happy birthday. Now, I have to do this quickly, Earl, so I'm going to take you off real quick because this guy's got to run time trials. So we're going to remove Earl, and we're going to do this. First, we'll do this first. This guy won his first sprint car feature. Now, where's my pictures at? There it is. This guy won his first sprint car feature, and Caleb Scarborough is one of our favorites. He always comes on and enjoys. He is at Millbridge right now, believe it or not. So, and we are going to bring him on. He's going to talk to us before he goes out for time trials. So let me do this. I have a banner for him also. So we're going to show that banner for Caleb. We'll take the picture off. That way we can see his smiling face when we bring him on. Caleb Scarborough, what's up, my brother?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Nobody's ever said that before.
Yeah, nobody's ever said that you couldn't hear me before, Caleb. That's impossible. Log out and log back in, Caleb. Try that and see if you get sound.
I can't hear you. My Bluetooth isn't connected.
Here we just log out.
Yeah, he's got to log out.
Yeah, log out and log back in.
You got to kick him from the studio.
Sorry, bro.
We'll get him to come back on, but Caleb is at Millbridge, and sometimes when you do it on your phone, it doesn't connect right away. And if he has Bluetooth in the vehicle that he's in, the Bluetooth is probably trying to go through the car.
Yeah.
But Caleb is at Millbridge right now. He's probably going to qualify. So let's see. Now, get him to come back. Let me see if I can message him real quick and tell him to come back.
So what's on the card on the Garden State, whatever it is, not the Parkway, this week at Wall? Garden State Classic.
Yeah, the Garden State Classic. Wall Stadium is near the Parkway, so
Yeah, there you go.
we're in that neighborhood.
Sometime.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. 125 laps for the Classic, and we're going to be joined by the Legend cars as well, and the factory stocks. So it'll be a real nice show. And as Nick no doubt told you, we missed you last week, Fred, but we beat the weather to a point. We knew that storm was coming, and all of us, the track officials, the drivers, teams, NASCAR officials, everybody worked together to get the show done as quickly as we could. I know Nick, you did a lot of the driver interviews for the various winners, heat winners, feature winners over in the pit area on social media. We dispensed with the on-track victory lane interviews because the storm was coming. And we would have we got the first of Twin 20 factory stock features done. That was complete. Chris Lane, a former racer at New Egypt, very fine driver who actually raced at Wall Stadium too for a lot of years. He's back now running a factory stock. He won the first factory stock feature. And then the Sportsman main event, James Blewett, who's a modified regular, drove the family number 5 Sportsman car, and he won the Sportsman feature at 25 laps. And then the 4-cylinder cars were on the track, and Sal Ligori, driving the number 11, and defending champion TJ Graves are having a great duel for the lead going into lap 9, and they both tangled with a lap car going into turn 3. Sal's car, the number 11, got damaged. He slid into the infield, pulled off. TJ Graves, although he was involved, he actually made contact with either Sal's car or the spinning lap car, but kept on going. The officials reviewed it, and they thought, yeah, he was involved, but he never stopped. So he was running at the front of the field under caution when the storm hit with fury. I mean, fury. Nick, you were there, you know it.
The sparks were flying and things were flying all over the place. All right, Earl, we got Caleb back. Let's see if he's got
right,
sound.
let's hear it.
All right, let's see. Mr. Scarborough?
I can hear you now. Sorry, I was having audio issues.
Nah, sometimes when you're in the car, and if you use your Bluetooth, it will try and hook to the car, and then you have no sound for us. So, but
Yeah,
we're
I think
glad to
that's
have
what
you
it
now. How much time do we have? When do you get to?
They're still at non-wing. They haven't even started non-wing hot laps right now. We just got done with drivers meeting, so I have probably 20 minutes.
All right. Well, we're not going to keep you for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to keep you and talk to you about your first win in a big car. How about that? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was super cool.
Now, of course, you run the micros, and I hope somebody, I know you got tape of it, but I hope somebody's got pictures of you and Kyle Busch racing together when you held him off and you and him raced side by side at Millbridge. Somebody's got pictures of that, right?
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of Dirt Vision videos, pictures, and all that. There's actually a picture on my Facebook sadly, after he passed away. We made a post on my Facebook page of me and him side by side.
Now, when you raced against him and all that, did you ever spend any time talking to him, Caleb?
Yeah, I actually did. So one of my most memorable moments with him was probably after the first time I raced with him and passed him and won. He came over to me and was joking, just kind of talking crap, but like in a joking way. And then ever since that, like he'd come up to me at the track and everything, and we would talk for a little bit. So he after he knew who I was, he would basically talk to me every week.
Well, that's cool. Now,
Yeah.
the big car versus the little car. Now you're starting to cut your teeth in the big car. Do you like the big car, Caleb?
Oh, the sprint car is so much fun. I like the micro and everything, but the sprint car is so much more fun and so much horsepower.
Now, at one point over the winter, you were thinking about selling everything and doing something different, right? Was that because of the Sprinter, or you were just thinking about doing something else?
Yeah. So we were talking about when I was in school, I was gonna just focus on football because I wanted to go big in football. But after I had a fracture in my lower back, so I decided football wasn't the smartest decision for me. So I came back to full-time racing now, and I'm going virtual homeschooled to pursue my racing.
Well, you got a hell of a talent, and when I seen all that stuff, I'm like, man. And I told Mike, of course, Mike is my boss at work, and I said he can't not race. He's got talent. He's somebody's going to notice him sooner or later. I mean, I know your dad works his ass off. All you guys do, you got good sponsors, yeah. I mean, and then to see you win the sprint car race, I was like, well, here we go. This is going to be the start of it. And I don't know if you had a chance to watch the show last week. We had Lance DeWeese on here, and he was talking about Macary's injury and all that stuff. Now, Lance said something that I was very surprised about. He said he does not wrench himself tight in the race car. He has a little looseness when he pulls the belts down. Does that sound crazy to you or not?
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Yep. He said the young guys tighten themselves down. He goes, and I don't know if that's good or bad. He said, but me being old school, he said, I always give myself a little leeway, a little wiggle room. That I thought that was crazy, but I can see his point, because he said in the accidents that you have, he said it's not necessarily when you flip over, it's when you come down real hard and you smack your spine, because there's no play in them cars, right?
Yeah, not really. I've never really heard about that, because every time before I go out, my dad will like pull my belts down. He's always done this. He'll pull my belts down where I can like hardly breathe.
Yeah, and that's because he doesn't want you flying out of the car like the kid did at the Chili Bowl there. But I mean, they make some kind of shock absorber system for the seats now too, right, Caleb?
Yeah, I know. We were thinking about getting one. A lot of people at Millbridge run them. It's the Chasm systems. So basically, they have these spring things, or like these pucks in them. So basically, when you flip, the seat will move up and down and absorb the impact.
Well, that's good. That takes it all off your back and your spine and all that. All right, now tell us, how many times are you going to run this big car, and how many times are you going to run the little car? I know you're at Millbridge tonight. Tell us what you're going to do. What's your season look like?
So for the micro, we're going to run Millbridge, a lot of Millbridge, and then we're planning on going out to Tulsa and racing.
Nice.
And then we want to do we're planning on coming, if Kutztown stays open, which I think they will. We're planning on doing a big wing race in Kutztown, and it's either August or September. Definitely make some PA trips for the micro. And then maybe we have later this year, we're talking about maybe going out west to Indiana and all that, Illinois, to race micros. And then for the sprint car, I'm just going to run with the Carolina Sprint Tour. So kind of South Carolina, I think some Georgia races, West Virginia, Tennessee. So the Sprint Car Tour, they kind of travel all over, but it's about all in about a 4-hour range.
Now, what about the indoor stuff at Trenton and all that? You going to come up for some indoor stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. It's just I have to talk to my dad about it. It was fun and everything. So it's a possibility you could see me up there.
Well, you get a chance to see the family when you come up here, because most of your uncles and stuff are up here, right?
Yep, all my family's up there. So it's a race we're hoping to come back to.
All right. Well, you need to send me your address so we can send you some Wide Open Wednesday stickers. So when you keep winning with the Sprinter, you can give us some love a little bit. So But now, what are you doing tonight? What's on the agenda for tonight? What are you racing tonight? What are you doing?
So I'm racing my Wing 600 tonight, in my Apex chassis. So I have time trials and they're still in hot laps. So I have time trials here in about 20 minutes, and then I have heat race, then features for my Wing
Cool.
car.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you calling us from Millbridge. He is calling us from Millbridge gang. And of course, Millbridge is definitely on the map now. And so many different people race there. Kyle Larson's kids race there. Caleb Scarborough races there. And, I wanted to get your thoughts about racing with Kyle Busch and you guys hanging out and doing that kind of stuff. You're special to me because of who I'm friends with, Mike, and you're a very good kid, and I'm so glad that you're determined to get back into the racing and do what you're doing. We wish you a lot of luck at Wide Open Wednesday. Anytime you want to come on here, mention some of your sponsors. Tell us who's helping you out.
So definitely Briggs Collision, my grandpa, Horsepower Kids, Sparco USA, Bundy Bill, Lucas, Redline Oil, Race Tech Titanium, and there's so many more. Apex Chassis and everything.
Cool. Well, get her done. Get her done tonight. I'll probably be able to get home in time to watch the features. So I'll probably watch you on TV and watch you win one tonight too. And guess what, my man? We got one more thing we got to tell you. You are the Wide Open Wednesday Driver of the Week this week. So I'll make a little thing for you tomorrow, and you'll be up on our webpage for Driver of the Week. So Caleb, congratulations on that, and thank you for coming on the show tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Tell your dad I said hi and give your mom a hug for me, all right?
I will.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. That boy there. That boy's good.
Yep.
Yes, he
is.
He's
Very
definitely
fine gentleman.
definitely got some talent, that kid. Let's talk to Earl, because Earl's seen him race indoors a couple times. He's got some talent, huh, Earl?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Yes, Caleb he's the real deal. Again, one of those, really fine young racers. So impressive. And not only the way he drives a race car, but the way he talks like he did tonight. Just so smooth, very personable, very respectful. He mentions his family, his sponsors, very well grounded. And again, our sport's in good hands for the future. Hope he comes back up north to run at Trenton, because a lot of people.
Well, he said he was going to, Earl. He said he was thinking about it. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. You know what I noticed Saturday night, Earl, after being at Walford a couple of weeks that I've been there? People are starting to notice, and they're starting to be, oh, wow, that is you. And I'm like, what do you mean it's me? They're like, how long you been here? I said, I've been here since the season started. And now they're starting to notice that we're doing different things, me and Morgan and Brooke, and the guys are starting to have a lot of fun with it. I know the drivers were pretty excited when they got out of the car, and I was standing there with Brooke, and we were filming them. So I think that adds a whole different aspect to what they didn't have at Wall before. They did have it at one time or another, but now it's going to be a whole different ball game. Morgan's got some stuff that she wants to do. Of course, you're not going to be there this week. I had a chance to do opening ceremonies last week, which was pretty cool to do. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Earl. I appreciate that. I learned from the best. You know who that is, the legend. So I'm waiting for Earl. What are you hearing about the action track? What are they trying to do? Are they trying to they're not trying to shut them down, are they?
Well, there was apparently one neighbor. Unfortunately, all it takes is one. Is put out a flyer about the noise and the dust, apparently trying to stir up something. And apparently it got mentioned that there was the situation at the track or potential problems was going to be addressed at the regular township meeting. And everybody went there last night, again, from what I understand, but there was nothing on the agenda about Kutztown or the action track, same thing. There was nothing really on the agenda from the town. So, but, apparently this one gentleman, a neighbor, is trying to start something. We don't know who it is. There's an article in Ariota Racing News this week. There'll be a follow-up next week on it. A couple of our writers went there to check it out. But let's hope there's no issues. I mean, The track is right in the center of town. If you've ever been, it's right by Kutztown University. Very easy to get to. It's a great racing track. Doug Rose, his wife Brittany, Rich Tobias, they have a fantastic operation there. Our good friend Barry Angstadt, he's involved on the microphone. Mike Hildenberger, he's always there. The whole group.
Yep.
And again, let's hope there's no issues. A lot of racetracks, as you know, they face that, and all it takes is one neighbor situation to
Kind of happened in Windsor.
Yeah, it kind of happened in Windsor, and then after they built the houses, it was a different story. And then
Right.
we had a couple at New Egypt, but evidently the person isn't a race fan. But I know Doug goes out of his way to make things right over there, and I'm sure if they talk, they could work it out.
Right.
It's just one of them deals, and it's funny because Brooke, who's working the camera for me now at Wall, she goes to Kutztown. That's where she goes to school. I said, have you ever seen the racetrack? She goes, well, one day I walked over and I looked over the fence. I said, well, our kind of people race there. I said, it's pretty funny that you go to school there. But it's sad that, one bad apple spoils the bunch. But
they do that everywhere. It's like at Mercer County Airport. They put these high rises right off Bear Tavern Road. Big high rises. And then the people in there started complaining about the airport. The airport's been there since Wright Brothers, pretty much. But
yeah.
So then they complain about, and there's only like 4 flights a day come in. What the hell you got the bitch about? But they do it. They try to get the airport shut down.
And then somebody put that article about Bridgeport,
right?
And then Doug had to address that in a driver's meeting about, that that was like 2-3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was addressed already, and then he had to address it again. I just think that we ought to be thankful that we have guys like Fred and Pete and everybody involved at Wall, and we have guys like Doug Rose and them guys that take care of the action track and Bridgeport,
right?
And we have the Rogers family that takes care of Grandview, and the people that take care. We have these tracks, guys. You cannot, and we went through this, Earl. You cannot keep bashing these tracks and expect them to take it, and sooner or later they'll say, "All right, I'm going to take my ball and go home," and then you'll be crying about that. Yeah. So. My mom always said, and I think everybody's mom said it was a written thing in the Bible. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. And trust me, I've spat it off at the mouth a couple times when I shouldn't have said nothing. But, we love our racing. It doesn't matter what kind of racing it is. We love our sport. And that's basically, we got to keep what we have. We lost New Egypt this year. We're going to try and get it back. And
Nick says it happened at Langhorne too.
And it happened at Langhorne too.
That's how we ended up with a Kmart over here.
Right.
Yeah. Is that true, Earl? Somebody whined about Langhorne and that's what happened?
That's probably Bill Levitt.
Well, over the years with Langhorne, if you look at the old photos, even aerial photos of Langhorne back in the 1940s, 50s, the track was along Route 1 right near where Reedman Chevrolet is. And there was nothing really out there, but right around, again, late 40s, early 50s, that's when Levittown started being built. And you look at aerial photos, within 5-10 years of each other, and it's amazing how everything grew up around the track. So unfortunately, there were so many homes built around Langhorne. And to be honest, when the track actually closed in, I think it was 1972, it had been rumored for several years that it was going to close. Whether the owners of the property where the track was had decided to sell. I don't know if they were getting, complaints from the neighbors. It's hard to tell because that was a major racing track and they only ran, maybe 3-4 times a year. So it wasn't like it was weekly, but that's hard to say. Trenton Speedway, there was complaints by neighbors about Trenton as well, for the major events that were held there. One thing I'd like to mention from what we understand at the Kutztown town meeting last night, which again, as it turned out, there was nothing on the agenda about Kutztown, about the situation, but there was hundreds, from what I understand, of racing supporters of the track came to the meeting. They were ready to speak up on behalf of the promotion about Kutztown Raceway to really support it. So that's a real positive. People were ready to support the track. One of the things that got mentioned, and you don't want to go to a meeting like that if you're a racing enthusiast. You want to support the track, but you certainly don't want to go in there and make a spectacle of yourself. Using bad language, talking
I'm not
bad
allowed to go then.
about the
No.
person who may have, had the complaint. You don't want to like single that person out.
Right.
You want to be
Right.
professional. And
So we got to send Earl in when we need stuff like that done. We need to send it. You and I can't go.
Nah, I
No.
can't.
Or we send Randy in.
I'll be
He's in the
quiet
green
for a
room.
while and then
Yeah,
I'll
we
blow
can't.
up.
We can't go in there, Earl.
Somebody will sleep with the fishes.
Yeah, we'll be sending them fish wrapped up in paper. What's that mean? You know what it means.
yeah,
And
Well,
but I mean, you're right, Earl. You got to go there. You got to be diplomatic.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that we do that we probably wouldn't do. Being diplomatic, I've learned a lot from you, Earl, and it's helped me tremendously.
thank you.
It is so cool to go there on a Saturday night and walk up in that tower and see you and see Gary and it's just fun. At the end of the night, you go there, you sit and we rehash everything and we have fun. And it's what is this Mulligan's? Is it Mulligan's that everybody goes
that's
to after races?
That's a tavern and restaurant.
Okay.
I would say that's
We're
as
in.
directions go. It's I guess north of the track. If
Okay.
you come out the back gate at Wall Stadium, out the back gate,
Okay.
and you turn left on Hurley Pond Road, you just go maybe 3 or 4 miles, and you come to the intersection of it's a county road right there. When you get to that T intersection, Mulligan's just off to your right, and that's been there forever. That's been the traditional stopping place for racers after
Okay.
After the events at Wall Stadium.
Because
So,
Gary talks about it all the time. Every week,
yeah,
Gary talks, I might want to go. And then Uncle Leroy talks about it too. So,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna take a pause for the cause. We're gonna pay some bills, and hopefully Billy is paying attention. And we get Billy to come on here, and if Billy doesn't come on after the break, we're gonna bring Randy on here. So, Earl, I'll take you off real quick, and we'll be back. All right, gang, we will be right back in a flash.
Who is all the rage? Sage Chiropractic. That's right, Sage is all the rage in chiropractic care. Dr. Carey and Dr. Mike will take care of you and all your back needs, and they specialize in other things too. Give them a call, 215-497-0700. They have all the equipment, all the stuff you need to get yourself in shape. They're the people that give Fred his adjustment so he can drive his race car on Saturdays at New Egypt Speedway. They are an official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday, so go see them. If you have any problems with your back or any other problems you think you're having that are related to your back, you got to go see Sage because they're all the rage in chiropractic care. So see Sage Chiropractic. Their phone number is 215-497-0700. Go see Dr. Carey and go see Dr. Mike. You got wheels that's seen better days. Don't replace them, revive them. That's right. Vibrant powder coating and wheel repair. Bent rims, scuffs, no problem. Vibrant makes them smooth and strong and stunning again. From the street to the strip, they'll make your ride shine like new custom colors, flawless finishes, and durable coatings that turn heads and handle heat. Give them a call today at 1-267-566-6842. They're located at 569 Unionville Avenue, Pendle, PA 19047. That's Vibrant Finish. For all you need in powder coating and wheel repair, they make your ride look sweet. So give them a call. Let's talk about transmissions for a minute. You want to get to victory lane, you can't be in low gear. You got to be in high gear. I'm talking about high gear transmissions located in South Jersey. That's right. We specialize in repair, refresh, and troubleshooting your Northeast Dirt modified transmissions. That's right, High Gear. They specialize in Burt Generation 1 and 2 transmissions, and they also service Winters transmissions. It's home of the modified number 13P, driven by Anthony Tramontana Jr. They have reasonable pricing, quick turnaround. You can pick your transmission up at New Egypt Speedway or Bridgeport Speedway, and you can find them on Facebook at High Gear Transmissions. Now, these transmissions are serviced by a great tech, Anthony Tramontana Sr. You can give him a call at 609-385-3084. That's right, High Gear Transmissions. You know, the season-ending season, and you're worried about that transmission, you're worried about it getting serviced, why not call High Gear and get it done? They'll take care of your transmission. You won't have to worry about it. When you put it back in the car, you'll put it in gear, you'll go to victory lane, you'll be in high gear, and you'll be a winner with High Gear.
and you will be a winner with high gear. Fred is still going to put the transmission in his car. He's got one of them REM shifts.
Yep.
Thanks to Mr.
And a
Trauma.
rebuilt transmission.
And a rebuilt transmission. And they do sprint cars now. So if you're having problems with your sprint car transmission, don't hesitate to get a hold of high gear. They'll take care of you. Now, Billy must not be paying attention again, or he's bowling, or he's doing something. But
Or the aliens got him.
or the aliens got him. That could be true. So I have a message here. It could be from Billy. Monkey bars is what Matt is telling me about the race seat stuff. I know Pouch has something in his car, but Deweese kind of caught me off guard when he was talking about that stuff, which was pretty interesting because my brother never tightened himself down in the seat either. Every time Fred Kennedy would catch him, he would tighten him down, but my brother never. He'd put his hands in between the belt, and that's what he would use. He'd have a hand width, and I'm like, John.
Well, close your ears, Matt, because that's what I do too.
Yeah. I mean, some people just can't handle being in there that tight. But anywho, we're going to bring this guy on. He's been a friend of mine since Maple Grove. He actually drove the courtesy cart. So if you ever went to Maple Grove and you got to ride in the courtesy cart, this guy, there's none better than this guy. Nicest guy in the world. And he's just a good guy. So I'll bring him on. His name is Randy Davis. And Randy works at Michigan International. And they had their first
International Raceway.
They had their very first national event. Now, Randy, you better get a little closer because we're having trouble hearing you.
Maryland International Raceway, Nick.
Maryland, not
Maryland.
Michigan. Maryland
No.
International Race.
Much,
I'm sorry.
much closer.
I'm sorry. Much closer.
Yeah.
Now, that was your first national event, right, Rand?
Well, it's my first time actually getting out on the grandstands, actually interacting with the people. We were just thrilled, overwhelmed with excitement. I love the people. Nick, it was awesome. I mean, I got to meet so many people at Maple Grove. It's just been spectacular. I mean, working there and Keith Allison put me in his trailer. I used to sleep in my truck. I used to work for Tony Elmo and John Clare. And I tell you, sleeping in the truck was no good. Keith Allison said, look, you're going to stay in my trailer. And I did that for over 10 years, and it was great. It was spectacular. And to meet you and Nancy, it was beautiful.
Now, who's this guy in this picture, Randy? Who's that gentleman?
That is my spectacular boss, Royce Miller. When I was working at the track when I was a young kid, I met him. My boss, Todd Mack, said, come upstairs, and back in '89, and he said, I want you to meet your new boss and family. And I met a spectacular family, and they were great people, and it was just off the wall. The changes, he took that old track in and just made it into a spectacular palace. It was beautiful, and I just loved everybody there. I mean, Rebecca and Jennifer, Chris Higgins and Sheila and Fire EMS. I mean, it's spectacular. A number one team. I love it.
Now, you drove the courtesy cart at Maple Grove. I rode with you several times. We had a blast together. And your wife, I seen her setting you up in the background there. She was moseying around there with you. And now we didn't have the national event at Maple Grove. Then you get the national event at Maryland. And it had to be pretty cool to be able to do that at your home track, Randy, and be able to mingle and do whatever you wanted to do and have free reign. It's always extra special when you get to do it at home.
It was very spectacular, only living 17 minutes compared to almost 4 hours getting up to Maple Grove. And yeah, I was there 2 hours early every day. I just wanted to, whatever they needed help in, I wanted to, shine the sign out there. This right here is a sign made by Pat Hood from Potomac Speedway. And he said, put a little Potomac Speedway in there for me too. But Pat Hood is a great guy. I started out with this little sign, and I said, let's fill the grandstands, Royce. And he said, go ahead and do it. Just don't get arrested. Don't get in trouble. I said, yes, sir. I got permission. My first week, I went from La Plata to Baltimore, and I met up with John and Donna Vogel from Capital Raceway years back. Now they work at MIR, which is spectacular. They know all the places up there. They hooked me up. I sent out pamphlets. I mean, bunches of them. I mean, just went crazy with them, and it was wonderful, spectacular. I just eat it up, and I just eat this stuff up. I am just so happy to be a part of this and just to have the green light. And he gave me thumbs up this morning, and I'm like, yes, sir, that's great.
Well, a guy like you deserves to have the green light to do stuff like this because you got the right personality. You know how to treat people. You just got to remember that everybody is not the same, and you're going to get some curmudgeons once in a while. You just let it roll off your back. Have a nice day. Do what you got to do. And you've done that before. You don't have no problem doing that. You'll be fine. I'm happy for you, man. And when I seen what was going on, and Nancy said Randy wants to talk to you, and then of course you were trying to be shy with me that you didn't really want to come on the show. I said, "Come on, Randy." So Billy's going to be very disappointed that he didn't get a chance to come on here with you and talk to you. But just hang out in the green room, and when Billy comes on, I'll bring you back on.
Oh, that'll be great. I appreciate this a whole bunch, Nick. I love you, brother.
I love you too, buddy. Hang in there. Just stay in the green room. We're going to bring our next guest on, and then I'll bring you back.
Yes, sir.
All right, Randy. All right, Randy from Maryland. I got it right. So we have Randy, and now this guy. Big race coming up at Blackbird, and we have he's our adopted nephew. So let me get rid of this. This guy. He's our adopted nephew, and I think he has a special guest with him too. But let's do this first. He was our driver of the week one time, Mr. Lightning Liam Bowder, his father, and they sponsor our show. This week at Blackbird Quarter Midget Race Club is the U Series and NASCAR U Series. So we'll get Liam on here and we'll talk to Liam. Look at him, like he's at the bar. Like he's getting drinks going. Who's that next to you, Liam? Oh, now I can't hear you.
This is our president here at Blackbird, Craig Neary.
Hey, Craig, rookie mistake on his part, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Thanks for having us on. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. We, Liam knows how we feel about him. He's been a mainstay on our show, and we try to take care of him the best we can. I'm real good friends with his father, and we were going to try and get to this event, but unfortunately we can't. So I told Brett, I said, tell Liam he's got to come on, see if he can get the captain on here with him. So tell us what's going to happen this weekend.
So we got a big race coming up here. We're expecting a lot of cars, but we're going to be running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we'll be having a bunch of groups, bunch of heat races, warm-ups, heat races, features, very competitive features.
Now, people are coming from all over the country, right?
Yep, all across the United States.
Now, the little girl that won Driver of the Week a couple of weeks ago, she's going to be there too, right? Brinley, is that her name? Keegan. Her last name is Keegan.
Keegan.
Yep. Your dad knew who she was. She raced.
Probably, yeah.
She'll be there this weekend, and she will be on here next Wednesday night because she has softball tonight. So, yeah, she won Driver of the Week. You won Driver of the Week. Everybody tells me, oh, yeah, I got Liam back on there. You won a 600 micro race, and I'm like, you can only win it one time a year. So, but now Blackbird is like one of the most popular places to go for quarter midgets and all that stuff. I mean, it's really coming to its own. You got to be proud of what you have there.
Yes. I've been down here this is my 21st year.
Yeah, you're not there for 21 years if you're not doing something right. And the kids like it. And it's got to be tough with kids because you have this guy's demeanor, the girl's demeanor, mom and dad's demeanor. Mom and dad's trying to be race car drivers.
The kids, no, they're awesome. They're perfect. They tickle my fancy. Like you said, the adults, if I could handle all the kids by myself, I'd say just drop them off, let me have fun with them, and come pick them up.
Yeah, come back and get them.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. I'd be a much happier person.
The guy next to you, he's branching out now. He's running a micro.
Yeah.
He has aspirations of running a crate sportsman car. I would like to see him run a midget car or a sprinter. I want to see him at the Chili Bowl someday. So
give him time. Give him time.
Yep. He's got natural talent.
Absolutely.
Grandpa and his mom and his dad and his relatives and his sponsors, they're not letting him suffer equipment wise, and he's got the talent.
Mhm.
Some kids have the equipment, they just don't have the talent. They're
Yep.
in the way, but not Liam. And
Nope.
you have a lot of stars at your racetrack. This is the future of our sport. At your racetrack, that's the future of racing.
Yes.
Whether they go asphalt racing or they go dirt racing, wherever they go, that's the future of our sport. And I commend you for being a part of that for 21 years. We really
Well, thank you.
appreciate you doing that.
Thank you very much.
And we appreciate you coming on the show and being with us because you're the reason why the kids have somewhere to go. And I hear a lot of people talk about your racetrack.
Thank you.
All right, Liam, what are we doing? You're going to them events on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or you're not going anywhere else, are you?
No, we're staying here all weekend. It's gonna be a fun one, like every year. We'll either have a regional or national up here, but we have fun up here. It's a pretty cool experience. We get to hang around with all the kids. We get to have a bunch of fun at night after the races. The parents get to have fun. It's just a big, cool experience overall.
Well, send me the updates, and we'll put them on Wide Open Wednesday. Send me the finishes for all of them, really, and we'll put all the results and stuff up there for you guys. Anything else that you need done for the racetrack for Blackbird, just send it to me. We'll put it on Wide Open Wednesday and all our other outlets. All right?
Thank
Yep.
you.
All right. We appreciate you coming on. Liam, just keep doing what you're doing. I don't have to tell you anything different. All right?
All right.
All right. We'll make sure you get some decals for the car. I promise.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
guys.
for coming on, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Yep.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. All right. We'll remove them. We'll get rid of the banner. And
Yeah, Liam's always a lot of fun to have.
he's great. He's just Liam. All right, now we got to do this. And this is going to get interesting now because these two guys worked together before. And Maple Grove Billy. Billy, I have this guy. And I have Billy. You know this guy?
Yes, I do. Hi, Randy. How are you?
How you doing, Billy? Good to see you, friend.
Good to see you.
Now, in Maryland, he don't ride around on the golf cart taking people where they got to go. Bill, he's got a pretty good gig going, getting the fans going and everything else. What do you think?
Yes, he does. Randy does a really good job at MIR, and recently they just had a very successful inaugural NHRA national event, the Potomac Nationals. And Randy being a part of not only one, but four new inaugural NHRA national events in NHRA's 75th anniversary season, and with a sellout crowd on Saturday, I believe it was. I bet you guys are so happy with the way that the inaugural Potomac Nationals went.
Tickled pink. I can't take really any credit because the people behind the scenes, Jennifer and Chris Higgins and Hope and Sheila and Rebecca and Royce, they were just wow. That's all I can say. And Royce is getting married this Saturday, so Royce is marrying Judy, and that's so beautiful. And I just want to fill these grandstands. I want to get this QR code. Where's it at? There it is. I want to get this QR code out there. I want to fill the rest of these grandstands up. We got PDRA coming in. We got XDA. We got the Jet Wars, Supercharger Showdown. And Jason Miller, he rocks because he's in charge of XDA. He's in charge of the World Cup. Wow. It is awesome. And I'm so thrilled to be a part of this team. And that's all I just am flabbergasted. Thank you
Bill,
so much.
we had lights over at Maple Grove over the weekend, didn't we?
Yes, we
Tell
did.
us what happened, Billy, over the weekend.
Night lights at Maple Grove. Unfortunately, we had to move it to a one-day event because of the storms that we had on Saturday. But on Sunday, we had a huge crowd on hand. We had about 8,000 to 10,000 spectators there on Sunday as part of the Lantern Fest, and it was a real big hit. We had a lot of positive feedback from all of our customers that come through the gate. And as you know, we always try to make sure that they have the best experience when they come through the gates. And I think any track, for that matter, people may think that we care about money and stuff like that, and making money. Even though that may be the case, that's not the case. Racetracks, we care about our customers, and we want to make sure, as an industry, when you come through the gate, you make sure that you're treated like family, and that we hope you can have the best experience. Because even though we are not compared to the stick and ball sports, we are in the entertainment industry, and we try to give our fans and customers the best experience for their buck.
Yeah, but stick and ball sports, it's hard to get to them guys. In our sport, you can get to our stars and you can talk to them like we're talking right now. All right, Bill, what do you got this week in history?
So this week in history, back in 1999, Dale Jr. and his dad, Dale Sr., had the closest finish in IROC history. That was a real exciting event. That was the big thing for this past week. And as all of us know, unfortunately, this season, the last couple months has been a real rough one for the motorsports world. And now with the passing of Ned Jarrett, the Hall of Famer, the famed broadcaster, as you know, one of the greatest calls that he made was in 1993, calling his son Dale Jarrett to the win in the 93 Daytona 500, the famed Dale and Dale call. To me, one of the greatest calls in all of sports. Not only in that moment, if you've ever seen the call, not only did he, in that moment, Ned he wasn't a broadcaster. He became a father in that moment, and it was really cool to see him calling his son to the victory over the late great Dale Sr. And then he was able to call Dale to 2 more Daytona 500 victories, which I thought was really cool. So that's a little look back on this week in motorsports.
Yes. Birthdays, Billy? We got any birthdays?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any birthdays, but next week I'll have a couple major birthdays. There was one birthday. I want to give a shout out to Dave Razor. He's a longtime racer in the Northeast Division. I want to give a shout out to him, and also to Ryan Stack, a top alcohol funny car racer. Happy birthday to those two. And Randy, I must say, with this year with the NHRA, one of the big storylines this year has seemed to be the weather. It seemed like almost every event there has been weather in the dreaded 4-letter word, but you guys had the success of having not any rain during the inaugural Potomac Nationals, and I must say you guys must be really proud about that.
Oh, the weather was beautiful and everything just gelled together. I mean, what a team MIR is. It is awesome, and I just want to fill these grandstands up the rest of the year. This doesn't stop at the Nationals. This is going to go all the way through the whole year, and I just want to keep people enjoying Maryland International Raceway because it is a great place to have an adventure at.
Now, Randy, where is MIR for us? I don't know exactly where it is. How far is it from us here and just north of Philly?
I would say you're probably close to 4 hours, maybe, depending on traffic.
What's the biggest town? I've never been to MIR, so
I would say Waldorf is probably close, then LaFleur,
okay,
and then it'll go down to Mechanicsville, Budds Creek. That is the place. There's a dirt track. There's a motocross track where we have nationals at, and now, including the World Cup, you know, we have the Potomac Nationals. That's 2 big ones. Let's make the whole year a big one. Let's just fill the grandstands, and that's my whole plan.
Yeah, because it sounds like, Maryland always sounds like it's daunting because it's a couple states away or a state away, but it's really not that far. Sometimes we're maybe about the hour and a half from Maryland. Sometimes an hour, where if you go to like Bear or whatever, but past Bear, Delaware, and all. But we'll try to get some people from this area heading down that way. And just want to let them know it's not as far as you think it is.
Yeah. Send me that QR code, Randy. Send me that QR code, and I'll put it on our outlets, and then people can scan the QR code. Billy, what's going on for this weekend?
Well, this weekend we have a Friday night test and tune, and then we go back to our hometown heroes and leading ladies, as I like to call them. Our ET series, or bracket series, is going to be having their first 2 races of the season. Unfortunately, the first opening weekend, unfortunately, was a victim to rain. So we're happy to have our hometown heroes and leading ladies back home with us this weekend at Maple Grove. We look forward to a great weekend. And Randy, I must say, with the Potomac Nationals, one of the biggest stories, 2 of the biggest stories that weekend happened to be Austin Prock finally breaking through to score the win in Funny Car with his new team with Bob Tasca. As you know, a lot of people that follow drag racing know he's been struggling this season, and to see him finally break through to get the win was a really cool. But also, I think the biggest story, if it would have happened, Gary Pritchett, running up in a Tap Alcohol dragster, as most people may not know. But Gary is the godson of the late, great Bunny Burkett. As you know, Bunny Burkett has a rich history at MIR. And I really believe, Randy, if he would have gotten the win, that would have been the storybook ending to get his first national event win at the place that his godmother really helped put on the map. As you know, MIR has been not only just with the national events, but with the World Cup finals, but also your track is also one of the last great match race tracks. As many people may not know what match racing is, that may not follow drag racing. But back in the day before all the national events happened, as you may know, a lot of the professionals would be booked in at all the local tracks and would fill a lot of the local tracks up. So to see Gary make it to the final, that had to be a really cool experience.
It was awesome. And, being I wish he would have won because his mom's car was up on the concession stand, and you've got to come down and see that because that is spectacular. It's an honor, and she was a great lady.
And
hey,
also,
Bill?
Yep.
You sure your last name ain't Kraus? You didn't change your last name to Kleinspin? Because you and Earl, you're talking about all this stuff. Randy's just shaking his head. I'm shaking my head. Fred's shaking his head. And there's no teleprompter. You're doing this all off the top of your head. Wait a minute here. Hold on. Earl, is this your long lost son that you lost sometime? Because he's just like you. He, right off the top of his head, he knows everything.
I'm enjoying the conversation. Oh, that's great. And I had the honor of meeting Bunny Burkett back in the 1980s when I was covering the national.
Did, Earl?
Great lady, and it's nice hearing that name again. I remember it was Bunny and the Boys, I think it was, with the car. Yeah, right.
See, he's your son,
lady,
Earl. He's your son.
1986, she was the first woman to win in Top Alcohol Funny Car at a national event and happened to do it right at Maple Grove Raceway. One of three women to score first wins in national events competition at Maple Grove. The other being Angel Sampé in Pro Stock Bike in 1996, and Vonnie Mills and Top Sportsman in 21. So that was in 22. So that was a really big hit. And Randy, when you think about, you hear the saying that young kids are not getting involved in racing, but you guys had the opportunity to feature a really great program that's really dear to my heart, the Summit Racing Junior Dragster League. As you know, for those that don't follow drag racing, the Junior Dragster League is what quarter midget racing is, bandoleros for the USA Legend Series. The Junior Dragster League is really a big program to my heart. That started at nearby Englishtown. Rest in peace, Dave Knapp. He was one of the ones that got that started. But to see the younger kids get the recognition that they deserve, especially on a national level, and to have the shootout, the Division I shootout at MIR for the first Potomac Nationals, and to see your local junior dragster racers get on the national stage, that had to make you guys feel proud.
That was awesome to see that, because I am into having the young kids share with the young kids at school, because that's really the only way you can really get in there with the kids. They chap. And, and my niece, her daughter, Allison Moody, she has a junior dragster now. And I'm so excited that she's doing this. She used to do dance and, tap dance. I think it was tap dance. I'm not for sure. But to have, I get to let her car, and, her dad, Ace Moody, and his mom, Kelly. I mean, they've got an awesome deal going on. And my brother-in-law, Tommy Sanders, they have a little junior dragster too. So, wow, I love it. They get the young people involved.
Well, we got to take a break. We got to pause for the cause. I appreciate you coming on, Randy. Billy, as always, you're a mainstay here.
Seeing you guys.
Father Earl. You and your father Earl. Earl, we're going to take these guys off. We'll bring you back, Earl, to kill the show. Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Billy. Till next week, guys. Welcome to Wide Open Wednesday's Know-It-All session.
Take care,
guys. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty Encyclopedia of Auto Racing.
Bob Drayton Incorporated has been locally owned and operated since 1955. Their goal is to provide excellent customer service and quality rentals to every client. They have a large selection of rentals and solutions for every project or every event you have. You can count on their experienced team for fast and courteous service each time you call them. And they have a 24-hour emergency service, locally owned and operated since 1955. That's over 70 years, gang. Licensed and insured, free estimates available, 24-hour service, military and senior discounts, quality products, and an excellent customer service. Check them out, gang. They're located at 151 Big Hill Road, Southampton, New Jersey. Their phone number is 609-859-3629. And they race, that's right, New Egypt Speedway, Bridgeport Speedway. Bob and his son race the 4-cylinder class, and they sponsor the class at New Egypt Speedway. So when it hits the fan, he's your man, and whatever you eat, he's got your seat. They have a 1-800 number, and it's 1-800-521-2014. So whatever you need, give Mr. Bob a call, and he'll help you out. They are official sponsor of Wide Open Wednesday right here on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Mr. Bob, he's on the job, and you should be too. Hey, let's talk about roofing. Protect Roofing, protecting your assets 24/7, emergency service and maintenance. Their phone number 609-832-8300. Maintenance and repair, roof replacement, new construction, safety orienting, quality workmanship, single ply specialist, bonded and licensed and insured, full service sheet metal, and multi-time winner of the ESP Carlisle Award. And it's home of the number 30T driven by Rob T. So when you need your roof done, you got to get with Protect. So give them a call. Looking for a dependable garage door service? Call All County Garage Door. Family owned, serving homeowners for over 12 years with more than 40 years combined experience. From garage door installs and opener installs to maintenance and repairs, they do it all with honest, reliable service you can trust. All County Garage Doors is the proud sponsor of Lightning Liam Bauer, who is a micro sprint standout and a quarter midget standout, and a former driver of the week on Wide Open Wednesday. So, if you want all what you need done for your garage door, you got to get with All County Garage Door. They are in Pennsville, New Jersey, and their phone number is 856-812-8304. All your needs, All County Garage Door.
Yep, All County Garage Door.
Let's talk about one of our proud sponsors, and that's Five Peaks Media, brought to you by Craig McGill, 668 Woodburn Road, Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Suite 201, the same suite that Wide Open Wednesday is in, and their phone number 609-577-7996. Craig McGill, we call him Magic because he creates the magic behind the Wednesday. Whatever you need, whether it's for social media, your business, anything you need. He's been with CBS, the NFL. He's done it all. He's a master at his trade, and he can definitely get the job done if you need anything done in social media. Why is having a director important? Greg will tell you why, because he does his best work behind the lens. Do you want your message out there to the world? You got to go with Five Peaks Media. That's right. Get a hold of Craig McGill. Come on over and see us. This is why we do what we do, because we have magic.
All right, gang. Tomorrow, between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, this is what you need to be doing.
Need for Speed is back with Fred Fletcher, America's Mechanic, on WBCB 1490 AM, 107.3 FM, 9:30 every Thursday morning. That's right, America's Mechanic is back on BCB, right where he needs to be, thanks to you, the fans and the sponsors, and WBCB. So tune in Thursday morning at 9:30. I'll be tuning in. I hope you will too.
Yes, we will be tuning in, and we'll bring you all back in here as we always do. Where is my boy? There he is. Earl, you're not going to be, are you going to be on tomorrow morning, Earl?
No, I won't be able to. I'll be getting ready to head up to Pocono. So Fred's have to do it without me tomorrow morning. I'll have Nick and Nick on there, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's
boy.
for Nick and Nitro Nick.
That's scary.
So
That's scary.
So you guys will have to draw straws to see who calls first instead of me. So
Well, if they got the internet working, Earl, you could probably listen to it on the way down there. But
yeah, I haven't been able to. Fred's not on the
So we can
internet
talk
yet.
crap about him when we're on
oh,
there.
I'm sorry, Earl. We wanted to talk crap about you, so you couldn't hear it. So don't tell Pam that; she'll be beating us up. But no, Earl. Well, I'm looking forward to the Garden State race, and waiting for Saturday. Saturday's
You
supposed
know what?
to
I
be
got
good.
to tell you this. I talked to
Okay.
Ray Shea tonight from the Garden State
Okay.
Vintage Stock Car Club. And, Wall Stadium is all about history, great history at Wall.
Right.
This is our 77th year. The very first Garden State Classic, 1957, was won by a stadium legend named Pete Frazee, who drove a yellow and black number 41. It was a 1937 Ford sedan owned by Joe Race, R-A-C-Z, operated Race's Garage just outside of Woodbridge, New Jersey. And that family still operates that auto service there in Woodbridge. They do a lot of turnpike towing as well. But several years ago, quite a few years ago, a member of the club actually built a replica stock car of that same number 41, a beautiful job. The car is a detailed replica of that very first Garden State Classic winning sedan. And they're going to have it at Wall Stadium Saturday night. Ray Shea said they're making arrangements to get that car there. The gentleman who built it originally, the car had been sold. It went to different owners. So we're not really sure where that gentleman really is now, the guy who built that car. But they're going to have the replica there. And it should be a neat backdrop to the Garden State Classic, again, celebrating that history.
All right, Earl, here's a question for you. Can you read that?
Let's see. From our friend Martin. Say, moved up here with my family in 72. Everybody talked about Langhorne behind the two guys at the time. I was there twice, Martin, when it was dirt in 1962 and 63. I went with my dad for the Race of Champions in October for the modifieds. And the first time we went, we stood in the infield, not too far from the pit area, and watched Frankie Schneider win the Race of Champions in 1962. Driving the red and white sedan number 2. And then my dad and I were in the grandstand in 1963 at Langhorne when it was still dirt, and watched a driver named Dutch Hogue, a great driver from upstate New York, win the Langhorne Race of Champions in 1963. And I always recall Wally Dellenbach was finished third in the Race of Champions at Langhorne in 1963, driving Dick Barney's already famous red number 14. Wally won a lot of races with that car at Wall Stadium, Old Bridge and Vineland on pavement, and he drove it that day at Langhorne, and he finished third. So a little side note there.
Another funny.
That's a great track.
All right, go ahead, Fred.
Another little funny thing is when I first moved my shop from Trenton over here to Pennsylvania, it's called an Inspire Credit Union. There was a Flying A gas station. That wasn't when I was there, but that was the gas station for the racetrack. And I moved in. I took care of the 3 bays in there, but when I got there, it was long gone. But my landlord had the pictures of the Langhorne Speedway and the Flying A gas station that they used to service the cars.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
That's
pretty cool.
Now, Earl, who's your pick for the Classic? Who's your pick?
Well, that's a tough one. I know
Fred's going to get a pick. I'm going to get a pick, and you're going to get a pick, and then we'll discuss it next week.
Well, based on his performance last time the modifieds ran 2 weeks ago, Stephen Reed took his 43rd career modified win at Wall Stadium. He's one away from stadium legend Jim Hoffman, who has 44, that had put him 7th on the all-time list. Stephen Reed is going for his 5th Garden State Classic win. First was back in 2009, and he was a relatively young driver then, jumped right into a modified, never ran a Sportsman, a factory stock, anything like that. Climbed right into a modified, and 2009 won the Classic for the first time.
So that's who you're taking?
Yeah.
Yep. Stephen Reed, number 55, going for his favorite.
Yeah.
You're taking the favorite.
Cherry picker. All right, Fred, who you want?
Got a lot of other good ones. You asked me first.
Come on, Fred. I'm writing them down.
Modifieds. So let me go with Jimmy Blewett.
There you go. He has 5. He has also, Jimmy Blewett has 5 Garden State Classic victories.
All right, so now
you get stuck with Dom Antonelli.
No, he's not running a modified. I hope not.
No, that'd be good.
No, let him run.
You know, do they draw for positions for that, Earl?
Yes, as far as I know, it's going to be a time trial event as usual, and probably the top 10 will redraw. So, hey, what about Tommy Martino?
Yes. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take Tommy Martino. Thank you, Earl.
There
Yeah,
you
it
go.
just
Well,
popped in my head
Steve
too. The same time you did, Tommy.
Yeah, because he's been fast, man.
Oh,
He's
he always
really
is.
been fast. He just
He
ain't
is.
getting no breaks. All right, you got Stephen Reed.
Yes, I do.
He's got Showtime, and I got Tommy Martino,
All right.
better known as, I won't say it because he told me only special people need to know that
Yeah.
nickname that he got from Kyle Koretsky. But yeah. All right, guys. So don't forget tomorrow from 9:30 to 10. Need for Speed. If you got any mechanic questions, Fred will gladly take care of that too. We got to wish Fred's mom well. She's a little bit
Both
under
of
the
them.
weather. Dad too.
Dad, too.
I think we'll spark that up once we get the next time capsule
Yeah.
in. Maybe we can get Mr. Osmond in here and we'll get Dad to call in.
Yeah.
Because we can take a call in here now. So we'll get Dad to call us and
That'd be great.
let him talk to Mr. Osmond. All right, Earl. Have fun at Pocono. Be careful driving.
Thank you.
And make sure you get back to us safe. And we'll have a great weekend. And we'll wait for you to come back for Wednesday.
All right. Have a great time at Wall Stadium Saturday night.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, Earl. We'll talk
Okay.
to you then. All right, that's it, gang. We're going to be out of here.
According
We got
to
our.
Marty, we're going to go get wet out here. It's
We're
raining,
gonna,
storms are coming.
all right, Mr. Daniel. We'll see you Saturday. Hopefully, it ain't going to rain on Saturday. It can rain all at once up until Saturday and the weekend, so guys can get the races in. Thank you, Marty. We appreciate you.
All
We
right.
appreciate you and Aaron supporting us, and a happy belated birthday, Marty. I know you can hear us, Randy. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Open door policy. You can come on anytime you want, bud. We'll talk to you guys later. As Kyle Koretsky would say, I'm out.